When I go to a golf course, I always like to meet the pro, because that's the one that can play the game of golf the best. When it comes to loving, God is the pro. God is the pro. We're at best high-ranking amateurs. But Jesus in the gospel says, become perfect, just like your heavenly Father is perfect. And he was speaking about loving. Jesus is calling us to turn pro when it comes to loving. And how do we do that? Well, today's section of the gospel is the most challenging one in all of the gospel. We have an image of Jesus as being a kind, gentle, compassionate shepherd, but we know Jesus can also be very demanding. And in this gospel, he speaks of this radical love. So, if someone asks for your shirt, give them your cloak as well. If someone strikes you on one cheek, offer them the other. If someone asks you to go 1 mile, go 2. And then, this is really radical love. Love your enemies. Pray for your persecutors. That is a radical, radical love, to love one's enemies. If we can think of people who have hurt us, people who have gossiped against us or stabbed us in the back, it's really hard to forgive when there's a deep, deep hurt that we've experienced. But we know that that's how God forgives us, always. That God's love is unconditional. That there is nothing we can ever do that keeps God from loving us. And whenever we turn to God with a contrite heart, he always forgives us. There is a beautiful process that we can use when we have been deeply hurt. First, name the hurt. And also name maybe our anger about it and how deeply hurt we are. And maybe we can say to Jesus, Jesus, I'm upset and angry, and this is why. But then the next part of the process is said, so dear Lord, give me the grace and healing that I need that will allow me to begin to forgive, that will allow me to let go of the grudge, that will allow me to come to be at peace with that person. Maybe on our own power we can't do it, but with the power of God's grace, look out. Then we can. And that healing process can allow us to let go and to forgive. Because to hold on to a hurt, to hold on to a grudge, is like driving with the brakes on. You finally burn out. But forgiveness brings freedom and liberation and great, great joy. We know that Jesus is the one who taught us about how to love in this radical way. He showed us to us at the moment of his death, when he was hanging on the cross, and he had been so deeply hurt and wounded, and yet he speaks, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. He teaches us the power of forgiveness. This Wednesday begins a new season of life for us. This Wednesday's Ash Wednesday. It begins our church's annual spring retreat. And so we want to maybe mark this new beginning, coming to Mass this Sunday, literally marking the beginning of seasons with those ashes on our forehead, recognize we are sinners in need of forgiveness, but also give us the grace to forgive and to give of ourselves and to be more loving. I think if in the season of Lent, you forgive one person, it'll be a great success. So today, as we are invited to this new springtime of the church, this new season of grace, Jesus says to all of us, when it comes to loving, turn pro.